Oh, no, I'm doing it out of order. Get your head in the game, Mick. This is for YouTube and TikTok. And only those two. It's Comics and Shots, a completely improvised semi-comedic musing by Howard Stern's Mick the Nerd, aka YouTube and TikTok's Mick the Man, aka Mick the Maverick, aka a guy who literally made all that up on the spot just a few seconds ago. Improv! Today's subject, why Blue Vortex's artwork... Sorry, Boruto Blue Vortex's artwork just feels weird. It is the same reason why the artwork in Batman and Robin All In feels a little bit weird as well. Yes, this is going for both manga and comics. I'm going to use Boruto for the thumbnail, but still. Main primary reason, it's just too much of a shock all at once. Like, Musashi Kishimoto's artwork, it's I wouldn't say minimalist, but more of a simplistic moe style. A lot of flat colors, and in a way that feels unique to him. He makes faces very uniquely, and we've come to know it. Then we switch over to Ikamoto, whose artwork is clearly trying to be as detailed as, say, Hirohiko Araki of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Possibly some Dragon Ball in there, too. And the sad thing is, he's actually a good artist, but it feels weird. It just feels like too much of a leap all at once. That's it. Most of the designs, in essence, are generally good, but it's just too much all at once. It's like you look at, like, Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z, like, the most that happens is the characters got a little taller, maybe a little muscular. Subtle changes throughout. Nothing too major, nothing too big. You know, the biggest change art-wise was, like, Goku and the gang going through growth spurts for the most part, but that made sense for the thing. The art style still remained pretty much the same. In Boruto Blue Vortex, it just practically felt like we went to a different reality altogether, and the same thing can happen in different modern superhero books as well. The artwork changes, the writer changes. It feels like, is this even the same book anymore, or is it just like a non-canon sequel or a pseudo-canon sequel? It's like, you get settled in with a certain artwork and a certain writing style, and then it just changes up, and the audience will logically have fault with it. And it's like, even if it's good, even if it's a good change, people will react aversely, at least at first. It might be a few years. I also don't really know how much people are responding to the new Boruto book positively, if they ever did. Boruto itself was kind of always a little bit pointless, wasn't it? His name was also kind of stupid. Boruto. I know it literally means bolt, but it just feels like he's trying, like Kishimoto is trying too hard. Ugh. Yeah. And I also felt like that he was trying to make Naruto and Sasuke Goku and Vegeta, but no. Sakura is a little bit like Bulma, but Sasuke is not Vegeta. He's Vegeta-esque, but no. Naruto's a little Goku, but I wouldn't go so far to call Sasuke a Vegeta. Or would I? I don't know. Shit got weird during the Ninja War in Part 2. And by the Ninja War in Part 2, I mean all of Part 2 of Naruto. So fucking weird. I think I read more of Part 2 than of Part 1. Similar to Dragon Ball Z when I was a lad. I read, like, Naruto in bits and pieces growing up, similar to stuff like Invincible. Yeah. And now we're at Boruto, and things are just, like, actually changing in it. And I'm not sure how to feel. Primarily because you look at something like Dragon Ball Super, that's a series that I equate, weirdly enough, like a Battle Shonen version of Star Trek. You can continue the timeline of that world forever and ever, because logically there will be new fights. There will be new conflicts to arise. Naruto, though, it feels like they would have kind of settled and given it a real ending, primarily because I'm just going to be real here. Naruto's villains were not the best. They generally weren't. I remember so many of the heroes from that series and the morally gray characters, but the villains, maybe Orochimaru, but even still, Stephen Bloom and Frieza's original voice actor, I forget his name, sorry, kind of carried the role. And even then, that was with the horrible animation of the Naruto anime. Early 2000s Japanese animation was weird. Yeah. Yeah. And actually, Shippuden itself was a little bit of a culture shock as well. It just seems like the Toe-verse is just continually going with massive art shock all at once. You get used to it, and then you just debate forever ever whether that was good or not. And the same is true for DC and Marvel. The same is true for any long-running franchise. Like Star Trek, Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Star Wars, all of it. Shueisha, Kodansha. Yeah. Is there a Kodansha mixed fighting game? Probably not. Who cares? It's Kodansha. Fuck them. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, feel free to criticize something if you feel it's too much of a change, but be apt to, like, look at it with open eyes a few years afterwards. That's my advice on the subject. That's my advice. Well, with that, like, comment, and subscribe. Donate if you're feeling nice. Share it with a bear. And always remember, praise be to the Blood Elk, fear the Stabopotamus, and death to Cronus. You just watch that. Have a night, folks.